The Sunblesa headlamp or the Nitecore NU-25? Is the Sunblesa really that good, or is it all hype? Let's find out right now. A while back, Sunblesa sent this headlamp to me to try out, as they did for many YouTubers, to get reviews on it. The first thing I did was check out all the specs. The first thing I noticed is that it looked very similar to the tried and true Nitecore NU-25 we've used for a long time. So I reached out to Sunblesa and asked them, I said, is this made in the same factory? Their response was no. So back to the specs. On paper, the Sunblesa compared to the NU-25 look exactly the same or better, as Sunblesa states in a lot of the specs. It says it even has a bigger battery than the NU-25. They operate in the same way, and like I said earlier, in form and function and design are basically almost identical. Sadly, on paper, in my opinion, that's where it ends for it being a good, durable, and reliable headlamp. I took this along with us on a multi-day hike to try it out shortly after getting it. I used it around camp at the first night, set up camp on high for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, turn it to red to finish the night with it. And I seemed to think, this is a pretty good headlamp. The second night we ended up having to hike the last couple miles in the dark, and that's where things went sideways. In the middle of hiking, the last couple miles, it just shut off, leaving me in the dark. Unlike my trusted NU-25 that slowly dims as the battery drains and lets you know when it needs to be recharged, the Sunblesa just shut off. It just went from on to off. I decided not to do a review at all and actually lost all my exact findings I had written down on paper. I can tell you this, I tested them both side by side from a full charge, not once, but twice. On high, not turbo. And the Nitecore not only ran 2.5 hours longer, but as I stated earlier, once the battery got low, it only started to dim for about the last hour or so before it cut out, versus the Sunblesa that just instantly shuts off when the battery goes dead. Both times the Sunblesa shut off at least half an hour before the Nitecore even started to dim. Here's the real kicker to all this. At the time of me filming this video, on Amazon in the Sunblesa store, the Sunblesa is $34.99. The Nitecore NU-25 is $36.95. Don't be fooled to save $2 buying the Sunblesa when Sunblesa themselves denies that they're a direct copy of the NU-25, when clearly it is. So sorry for the negative review, but I've seen so many YouTubers and so many people review these saying they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. I think at the time when they first came out, they were about $10 or $12 cheaper than the Nitecore, but now they're within $2 of each other. All the good reviews are probably there because they were sent to them for free and they didn't want to give them a negative review. I, on the other hand, really don't care. If something's not that good, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to let you know the truth. I'm not saying it completely sucks. In form and function, it does what it's supposed to do. It just doesn't last nearly as long as the NU-25, and like I said, the big kicker for me is it just shutting off when it decides it runs out of battery, instead of giving you about an hour or so to realize that, hey, I need to put a charge on my Nitecore. All I have to say is for the overinflated specs and a $2 difference, don't mess around. Get the tried and true Nitecore NU-25. I hope you found some value in this video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below what you thought about this video, if you've had any experience with this headlamp, if it differs from mine. And as always, and until next time, I will see you outside.